In today's video, I've been dusting off a lot of my fragrances and taking a mild inventory. And one of the things that really came to light is like seeing some of the fragrances in my stash. I asked myself, if I can roll back the hands of time, would I get these fragrances again? No! So in today's video, I'm gonna put you onto 6 fragrances that I personally would not repurchase and reasons why. So let's roll my fucking music so I can put you onto 6 fragrances that would not make it back into Uncle Cuba's collection.
We're all alone, yeah, there's some friends from the south side in case you cared. Out of all your friends, I wanna be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, 𝗙𝗿𝗂𝗏. Now, there's different reasons why these fragrances would not make it back into my collection. The main reason is why, because kind of they just weren't my style to begin with. I could have potentially grown out of it. Maybe it just doesn't do nothing for me. But in my case, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a combination of things. Like there's little things and nuances in these fragrances that just don't really interest me or move me. And I've gone back and forth with some of these scents, saying that I like them and then I'm like, and then I'm liking them. And that itself is kind of like, all right, hard stop. I wouldn't get these again. And the one that I went back and forth with like crazy was 𝐾𝐈𝐍𝐾𝐈𝐂𝐻. This is an obnoxiously confusing and polarizing fragrance for me. It hasn't gotten a ton of wear because there's days that I'm like, I can start seeing the beauty and artistic point of this fragrance. And there's other days is that this bitch is Tiger Bomb. It's fucking Bengay. It's 𝐵𝐵𝐴𝐴𝐻𝑒𝑒. This is something that should only be spread on your chest or under your nose when you have a wild fever.
Shut this big gun!
I had a moment in time that I was like, you know what? I prejudged this fragrance a little too aggressively. I liked how it wore on my skin. It came off a lot more spicy and pepperier and just with a lot more dynamics, but I keep going back to the fucking Tiger Bomb issue. It smells too medicinal. Incredible performance. Probably one of the best performing Creed fragrances in the space, but not in a good way. Like, I don't see this having any kind of wild mass appeal or whatever. It just doesn't have that. It's a very confusing scent. It's cool that I got it, great. It was great content, but I wouldn't rebuy this shit again. And definitely something you should test before even think about pulling the trigger, because it's really rough sometimes. The next one I solely got for video purposes, and I don't know why. 𝐻𝐿𝐒 myself eau de parfum. Again, not a bad scent, just not my scent. Let me give it another quick sniff here and just to, you know, kind of solidify what I'm saying. It's even a little dated. Like, I could see how people can get the mass appeal out of this joint. I'm sure it'll get you a ton of compliments, but for me, it's a little dated. It's a little weird, florally. It smells old school energy. There's nothing wrong with old school energy. I'm a walking fixture of old school energy, but it's just doesn't move me for shit. I didn't even want to buy it in the first place. It was solely for content, and I definitely wouldn't buy this fragrance again. It's not my cup of tea. With this fragrance, I've had a rough relationship from the very beginning. We had a tumultuous, like this was a prenup waiting to happen. Nuit Exclusive by Parfums de Marly. This is a fragrance that definitely has a cult following, and as a Layton fan, I expected this to be Layton with a big pump of performance, and it's not that. It's a little bit too aggressive for me. It's a little bit too animalic for my personal taste, and something about this one never agreed with on my skin. That's the main thing. Like, this shit off of my skin, the performance is wildly good, super good, but I don't get anything that I really want out of it. And I'm such a Layton OG fanboy that this one just didn't do anything additional for me other than incredible performance. But it's a little rough, and it comes off, honestly, on my skin, kind of like briny olivey, like a briny, picklish, woody, unusual thing. It just feels like my skin doesn't agree with this scent. It doesn't do shit for me. And then when something doesn't agree with your skin chemistry and performs as well as this does, it's not a match made in heaven. I don't want the shit to last. I want it to fade. Expensive scent, very potent, has a big cult following. A ton of people like this shit even more than Layton, and that's cool. Just for me, this is not something that I would re-get in my collection if it ran out. Just not my taste, and I don't want to smell like olives all day. I love it and shit, but you know, it's bad enough I smell like shit sometimes. The next fragrance was a complete mistake as soon as I bought it. Tona Cola, barely gets any love. This thing is, I like a cola scent. This never did nothing for me. I'm a fan of the House of Mancera, but something about this scent, and I'll re-smell it again.
A few moments later.
It's not good. I don't like it. People like this shit. It's a weird cola. It's like nutmeg cola. I don't know. Something about this just does not agree with my nose at all. Matches the skin energy too. Like, it just doesn't marry well. It's weird.
Weird.
It has no like real mass appeal, at least for me. There's like a cola-ish, honey, raw.
I'm a snack.
It's an awkward fragrance. Like this, for me, I know it has a hype bubble and people really like this shit. It doesn't agree with me. I don't find anything really sexy or appealing, and my wife absolutely hates it, but she hates everything, so her opinion really means shit. But it ain't good. So no, I wouldn't get Tonka Cola. Like, not for me. No, I don't even like it on a test strip. Now this fragrance, loved by a ton of people, great price point, probably a lot of people's used to be signature scent in the summertime, but for me it just reminded me of every hick off the boat with Gucci or Louis Vuitton no sock driving loafers, a really tight shirt, curly ass hair, and smoking hookah. Versace Man Al Fresh. I can't wear this joint. I can't wear it. It's like against my religion to wear this shit. No. Is it a great scent? Yes. A lot of people like it. It's a cool freshie. It's sexy. It'll get you compliments 100% because of the popularity that I've smelled this scent profile for so many years around me that I just can't bring myself to enjoy this fragrance. I'm going to put myself automatically in the fuckboy category. It's a badass scent. I mean, that's really...
What in the hell was that all about?
If you haven't smelled this fragrance, I personally think you like it. For me, it's more local than global. Selectively, this fragrance for a good stint of years, I don't think currently, because everybody's on like the Aventus hypey trains. And I've really tried to like resurrect it back into my nasal palate now in like 2024. Still, it's the muscle memory of the brain. This is good, but I would never like rebuy this shit in my collection if this ran out, or if this bottle fell right now and crashed on the floor and spilled. I'm not gonna be like, ah! I'm gonna be like, yo, get the mop and make me some mangú con queso frito y un salami. And finally, this fragrance, Molecule 1. Air, oxygen, and some woody essence. It's a molecule. It smells like nothing. You're smelling oxygen. It's a $100 bottle of water. That's what it is to me. Like, I sometimes will pick up something, and then the other times I'll be like, I got full-blown COVID because I smell nothing. It's water. It doesn't smell like anything. I know, yeah, spray it first, and then put something else on top of it, and it'll help enhance. Yo, Coobs, I've gotten tons of compliments from this fragrance, bro. What are you talking about? You absolutely smell something. I definitely don't. I don't really, like, getting puffs of like cedar every now and then doesn't justify a fragrance costing $100, but it's water. Guess what? My tap water has suspicious smells also that I get sometimes. That's probably not healthy, right?
Nope.
Like, what are we doing here? Usually I'm dying with a scent cloud around me. I don't smell a fucking thing. That's Eau Fresh over here. Maybe there's some Layton. Hello? Anybody home? I don't understand it. No, I'm not getting this again. And these are just some fragrances that I wouldn't rebuy in my collection. Trust me, if you want a part 2, I can easily put one together, but I didn't want to bore the shit out of you. But let's be clear, I'm not saying you won't like these fragrances. Always test before you buy. But in my case, I ain't buying these shits. True story. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, motor roller, start tag when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.